Edward Quaddle, like any farmer, will tell you that growing crops for a living is a gamble. This year, that gamble might not pay off because of a recent trend of triple-digit temps that have stunted the growth of his wheat fields in Walla Walla County. Quaddle is not alone. Wheat farmers in Oregon are also having their yields zapped by the heat.
When it gets so hot, it just stops. It just shuts down. It can't bring the moisture up fast enough, even if there was moisture. But in a year like this, where there was not enough moisture, it was a double whammy.
He says the hot spell in early June caused the wheat to mature weeks ahead of schedule, shortening the amount of time each plant has to produce its kernels. Those kernels are what's used to make flour and other wheat products. Some won't even harvest, but Quaddle will. He's expecting to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I mean, we've been here since the 50s, and I've never seen wheat being able to harvest the 22nd of June, excuse me. So it is quite early this year.
Just down the highway from Quaddle is the Cavalli Sweet Onion Farm owned by Ben Cavalli. For Cavalli's onions, a lack of snowfall meant no protection from the bitter cold we saw last November.
It just burns the tops. Just like it does, the other vegetables, the leaves on it just fry.
Cavalli says those temps destroyed up to 30% of his crop. A blessing, he says, compared to some other local growers who he claims lost entire fields. He says that shortage could raise the cost for a pound of onions by 20 cents. Extreme conditions affecting livelihoods in the Tri-Cities. In Walla Walla, Austin Stanley, Action News.
Now, I wasn't even going to ask you.
No, it's cool. It's fair enough. I got a clean record.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm the guy that can make that record look dirty.
An unsettling interaction between three people in a car and the Kennewick officer who pulled them over, suspecting they were street racing.
But shut up! You understand that?
Officer, can I get your name?
Be quiet. Or you'll have my name all over a police report and you're to be on your way to juvie.
The video was taken last Wednesday on West 5th Avenue just after midnight. Omar Arbaka was one of the three people in the car. Omar insists they weren't street racing. He claims they were test driving a car and had stalled it. Omar says the officer showed up as they tried to get it back in gear.
We were revving the engine. I told him, see if it pops in the, pops in the gear and the clutch grabs. And all the car did was really just accelerate.
The two men and a teenager were told to get out of the car and sit on a curb. The video doesn't record the entire interaction, so we don't know how the people in the car were behaving when they were stopped. Omar claims the officer was confrontational from the start, so he got a little lippy.
Once he told me to sit on the curb with a strong tone, sort of like ordering me like a dog, and then it gets me on the edge.
Omar posted the video to Facebook, where it has racked up over 10,000 views, including some by the Kennewick Police Department. This began an internal investigation.
It appears as we watch it, there's some rude and inappropriate conduct by the officer. Well, the actions that we see in that video are not consistent with our values.
Kennewick police were not able to tell us by deadline what the officer's name was or if he is on leave during the investigation. Omar says neither him or the other people on the curb were cited. In Kennewick, Austin Stanley, Action News.
Also serendipity? Yeah. Sure.
Goose Ridge Winery members spent Sunday afternoon sipping samples of the company's spring blends. Samples that they trust contain only the grapes grown just outside.
Who's ever heard of arsenic in wine? You might get arsenic from peach pits. I know they found it in apple juice in low levels.
That is, of course, until some low-price wines from 28 California wineries allegedly tested positive for arsenic at levels up to 500% higher than what's considered safe. Goose Ridge winemaker Kristen Sheeler says her wines are arsenic-free.
My knee-jerk response would be 0. And I'd be happy to prove that by sending it out.
Sheeler says the arsenic likely found its way into the California brands through a process called fining, when different minerals are used to get rid of proteins formed during fermentation. She says arsenic could be one of those minerals. Sheeler says because Goose Ridge makes only small batches, they don't need to use quick cleaners to meet bulk order deadlines. A process owner Molly Stutzman doesn't plan on changing.
Wines are estate grown, meaning that we control the wine from start to finish. So from the growing of the wine grapes to the producing and making of the wines.
Drinking a California wine in Washington wine country is almost taboo. It's like wearing a 49ers jersey to CenturyLink Field. Members here at Goose Ridge say they'll be more cautious the next time they pick up a California wine, if they pick one up, at all.
No, we don't. We don't normally drink California wines.
I don't buy very many California wines at all.
You know, I like Washington as well or better than California.
Keeping high arsenic level wine out of our region. In Richland, Austin Stanley, Action News.